A little mysterious project going on. We had a couple other projects release this Friday. One of them being Conway with his new album. How do you pronounce that, y'all? Anybody?
La Machina.
What does that mean?
I couldn't tell you.
The machine?
That would make the most sense. I'm
It
not
would
sure.
make sense, right? Listeners, why don't you tell us?
So what you think of the album, guys?
Yeah,
I
I loved it.
I had to listen to it again in order to say as to where I'm going to place it as far as like my albums of the year and whatnot. But it's definitely one of the better albums that come out this year for sure. I enjoyed it. It was cool. There was a decent bit of good songs on there. I think right now I can't say that I like the production more than Plugs I'm at too. But overall, like I do like the project, so it's not bad.
Spence, sir.
The project to me, the project was really good. I listened to it like it's immediately like after it came out or after it was announced on social media like that morning. So I checked it out. It's a really good project personally. I think this project to me so far, it reminds me of how even Conway breaks it down within the album, but it reminds me of like where Conway's placement is within Griselda in terms of like how we have the mastermind, which is West Side, and we have the star of the show, which is Benny. But at the end of the day, we can't forget about when it comes to all of that stuff combined. You have like in terms of the lyricist, it's Conway, who's at the forefront when it comes to the lyricism side of Griselda. So I really enjoyed the project. He had a chance to actually showcase some of his new some of his new artists for his drum work label, which was pretty good, as well as even having a feature with Ludacris as well. So it was a pretty good album. I personally would give it right now maybe a 4 out of 5. Of course, something like this is so early; it's got to live with me a little bit longer before I can come up with a conclusion whether it's where it ranks itself within my top albums of the year, or at least of the first or second quarter. So, but as of right now, that's where I got it at.
This album to me is also a 4 out of 5. I think the lyricism is A1, 5 stars. I think Conway is really spitting on this album. I think he did his thing for sure. Why I don't give it a 5 out of 5? I agree with Nigel. Some of the production is kind of like, okay, there's some good production on there, but some of it is kind of like Conway could have chose a different beat. His lyricism is carrying the beat so much where it's kind of like, okay, we can ignore the beat. But this album is one of the better rap projects so far in the first quarter of the year. And right now, to me, the top 2 projects is this and Plugs I'm at too, as far as rapping goes.
I'd say
So, far as rapping goes, these are the top 2 rap projects for me. And I'm not saying that because I'm a Griselda fan or anything like that. I'm saying that because I compare to other rap projects. That people who are rapping, let's be real, you know what I mean? And
jeez.
Conway wasn't the only one that dropped a legitimate project. Young Thug, he dropped one too, but this time he dropped one with his label, the YSL label, which is an acronym for Young Stoner Life for those who don't know. They dropped Slime Language too. Now, I don't know if you guys really listen to it, but I listened to it. And my verdict on the album is the first half is kind of hard. It got fire songs, It got that Drake feature, Rowdy Rebel, Travis Scott, et cetera, et cetera. Then the second half was just like, man, I did not care for it. I understand what Thug was trying to do. He was just trying to put on his artist more,
Right.
but I just was not a fan of his artists. I mean, I like Gunna. I like, I think Lil Duke it's Lil Duke. He's cool. Lil Keed, he's hit or miss for me. Yak Gotti, he's kind of he's kind of cool. And, but like the other ones, I maybe I have to listen to more of their stuff, but I wasn't too much of a fan of that. A lot of autotune. So and there was more autotune in the second half than the first half. So that might be why I didn't enjoy it as much. But what did you guys think?
I only listened to about the first half of it, but all the songs I heard, I like. Maybe I heard a few that I like more than others, but like, of course, the song "Ski" that we saw Quavo and Future dancing to.
That song is hard.
That song is a good song. There's a few other songs on there, but that's just the first one that pops in my head, other than the intro. I like it so far. I like Young Thug's music. I have no complaints, and I hope to listen to the rest of it.
Yeah, same here. I've only gotten through. I've had the whole thing play in the background, but I only listened to like the first half of it, like actually listening. So I can't form like a full opinion, but I do know one of my friends actually said the same thing in terms of like preferring the first half than the second half. The second half they could have did without. The one song I do remember standing out to me was a song with Little Baby, where Lil Baby had like a fire verse on there as well, as well as having like, of course, then he has Drake and so on and so forth. So as of right now, I can't form a full opinion, but I can say I like the album or what I've heard so far. At least I'll go back and listen to it more, and I can probably give a better opinion at like over time. So
the song I like the most on there, before we just like stop talking about this shit, I like the song with Roddy Rebel the best so far.
Oh yeah, that is a good song.
That song, I enjoyed that, and I was actually enjoying Roddy Rebel's part in it a lot more than Thug's. And I'm not saying Thug's part was bad; it was good too. But I just enjoyed that song. I was like, wow, this song is dope as hell to me. I like the Drake song too, but I don't know. I just like the Roddy Rebel and the Travis Scott songs more.
Yeah, I mean, Roddy Rebel, like he's one thing I can say, because I did like that song as well. I think the thing with Roddy Rebel now is like he's actually one of the hotter, like he has a huge anticipation for him. And so far he's delivered in terms of adjusting from being in jail for 7 years to now being back in the music scene. So with Roddy Rebel, I definitely feel you on that. We didn't have anything to say about it. Well, we didn't plan about this, but did you guys see about the backlash Bobby Shmurda was receiving earlier this week
for his supposed girlfriend or whatever?
Yeah, it was that, and then I saw something about the girlfriend thing, but I also saw something about I guess he was playing a snippet, and I guess a lot of people weren't feeling the snippet.
I mean,
no, I didn't hear the snippet thing. I thought you were talking about like the
girlfriend.
Yeah, the girlfriend stuff. Yeah.
See, here's the thing, right? I'm not gonna judge him off a snippet anyway. That shit's dumb. Like, these people are so hungry to get some music from Bobby Shmurda. Like, let him put out music the way he wants. Nah, for real. It's like we gonna judge him off of like 30, 40 seconds. Like, fuck that. That's dumb.
I mean, kind of, but not really. Just only reason I get what you're saying, but my thing is, like, we live in an era now where snippets are the thing. Like every song that ends up becoming like a hot song, it was a snippet first that everybody was like, yo, I can't wait till this comes out. I can't wait till this comes out. Yo, when is this coming out? Hey, yo, Dirk, you need to drop this. Hey, Drake, you need to drop this. Hey, such and such, you need to drop this.
Like, you remember when you heard the snippet for Playboi Carti's album?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I was excited to listen to a whole lot of Red.
Yeah, me too. I liked it personally, but a lot of people didn't.
No, I mean,
a lot of people didn't like the album. So.
A lot of people didn't like the album, but one thing I will tell you now, I was telling Nigel that the album is growing on me more and more. I listen to it because I'm starting to understand this is
not a bad album.
No. It's not that whatever he's saying. I'm removed from the rap portion of it. I have accepted, hey, this is not real rap music. Let me listen to it for just music. I can understand why motherfuckers go crazy over his music. It reminds me 100% of like that fucking 90s, early 2000s, well, more 90s like rock music where people fucking just raving, going crazy over it, and they hear the sounds, they're not really paying attention to what he's saying. Because he, like, when you listen to the lyrics, it's not great. We all could sit there and we all agree. All right. But when you listen to like the and this is what I was saying about Die Lit, it's like there's something about this dude's music where you just listen to it, you just like, man, I'm energized. Yeah, I'm vibe out to. I could turn up to this shit, That's the thing. And I think once I removed myself from that, from Whole Lotta Red, like rapping wise, I started to like it a little more.
I still can't get through that whole thing.
But
Like,
you don't listen to music like that though. You know,
not to that type of music. No.
that's what I'm saying. You don't listen to music like that. You're more like, you do listen to trap shit and all that stuff, but lyricism, boom bap, that's more like your speed.
Yeah, I mean, but even then though, like I'm into like that other type of stuff. Like I've always been into alternative music, right?
Okay.
But like it's some I put like this, and it sounds kind of crazy when I put it this way, but the words that to me, his music isn't legible, and like legible is typically like something that you see in terms of writing, but like when I'm here, like that legible is completely different than something of an audio thing, right? Of an audio perception, but it's just to me, it's like when I listen to the music, I don't know what's going on. It's kind of like his music to me just reminds me that, hey, I'm in a different era. I come from a different era of music. And like, if this is it, it's it. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, like the Coy Leray or whatever her name is. I'm not sure what her last name is, but even her, like she put out a snippet I think she had on IG. I liked it. It sounded like Playboi Carti, but like to me, it's like, oh, I like this, but that I'm not a fan of. To me, it was just too much going on. Like for me personally.
Two things to what you were saying. I think this album for Playboi Carti, you can hear him a little bit more than some of his other tracks for sure. Like, you know what I mean? And understand what he's saying. And two, like Lyle was saying, like, I think, for the most part, you're listening to it for the vibe. You know what I mean? So like, it's like, to me, when I take my mind to that point in time, I'm like, oh, okay, like what he's saying isn't as important. You know what I mean? Even though it's like there's certain songs where he's trying to get, he's saying what he's saying or whatever, but I'm not looking for like Jay Electronica type lyricism from Playboi Carti. You know what I mean?
I'm not, me neither.
Exactly. Somebody who's listened to Metallica, they're not listening to Metallica for what he's saying in the songs.
I can't speak for them. I don't think that's necessarily true.
I was gonna say I think music in general in all genres has always been based off like the lyricism, right?
No.
Even in like, well, no, let me finish. Like in terms of like the masses, like a lot of people that listen to some of that stuff, even if it's like screamo and all of that type of stuff that we might not understand, or headbanger music, like that stuff is saying something. It's not like they're just like yelling words that's like A, B, C. No, it's like they're saying something. It might not be something we can relate to. And in terms of like what Playboi Carti does, I think the music here that he does, it's just, for me, it's just, he might be saying something and I might just not be understanding it. And I might just, because of that, I might not be able to vibe to it. Like you said, I'm more of a boom bap type of person. But like I'm listening for that. I'm like listening for a message.
Yeah, but I feel like you could relate to Playboi Carti more than you don't think you can. Yeah. No,
what?
Believe it or not, I think you can. And I'm not going to say it publicly for the for the professional sake, but like, I actually think that all three of us can kind of relate to Playboi Carti with at least one thing. Is some of the things he's talking about. And I'm not talking, but we can all agree, without a shadow of doubt, he's not a good rapper, and his lyricism is bottom of the totem pole type shit. But when I'm listening to this dude, like others, massive amount of others, we're not listening to him for a great 16 bars. We're listening to him because it's like we want to just space out, or we just want to hear a good sound. We're not focusing on a message. That's what his music is like.
I have to think of a lot of these artists like, hey, you're not your traditional rapper. Like, and we spoke about this off mic before, like 90% of these rappers who are out nowadays aren't your traditional rappers. And like, we can get further into it another time, but like, I just don't necessarily think of him like that. I mean, honestly, he falls more in line with like, you could even say like a Young Thug, Future, whatever the case is, but like, he's not like, let's just say a DMX or like some of these other rappers that came in like, you know, our past eras. You know what I mean? He's one of the new ones. So it's okay, personally, to me.
Yeah, and even then, like the reality is, even for those guys, like they probably weren't considered traditional rappers to the era that came before them. So like, in turn, like when you listen, like I sent you guys that video with Melly Mel, and he had his opinions on like rap music today, and
Yeah.
like his opinions were based off like artists from like the past 20 years, like the ones that we consider like traditional GOAT status rappers. So like, I think it's all based off like how the tides change and like we pass the guard from one level set to a new level set. So, but I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not knocking Playboi Carti. Um, to each his own. He's just not my cup of tea personally. I just not my personal cup of tea. I'll put it like that. I know I did listen to Miguel. He put out an album or an EP, Art Dealer Chic. I don't know if you guys heard it, but it was pretty dope also.
I actually listened to it. I don't know if you guys knew, but I am a Miguel fan. I do like Miguel. Yes, I do like him. And when I listened to it, and I was just like, man, I wish he put out an album.
Yeah.
That's what I wish. But I do like Miguel. Ever since he did the atomic leg drop on that girl at the concert.
Yo, he kicked the shit out of that girl. That shit was crazy. I was like, wow.
I was just kind of like, yo, who is this guy? I need to check it out.
Jeez, man. Talk about coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
Miguel, he's a interesting guy. I can't say that. Like I did have the same desires though, where it was like, yo, I wish this guy would put out I wish this would have been an album. Like, I don't know about you, but I'm still waiting for, like, I've given up hope now. But when Miguel had did the Weekend song by SZA, did the cover to that, I'm still waiting for him to put that out, to be honest with you. But that's never going to come at this point. So, but I wish that would have been an album at least.
Shouts out to Miguel, man. Shouts out
to Miguel.
A very talented guy.
Yeah, Art Dealer Chic 4 for anybody listening. Go check that out. So,
yes, sir.
We got anything else for the listeners?
Before we close out, just wanted to say rest in peace, Black Rob.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, rest in peace to him. Another notable rap game guy from Bad Boy, and unfortunate passing. So definitely rest in peace to him. Rest in peace to his not rest in peace to his family. You guys want to say condolences to his family, condolences to his supporters and fans, because it's very unfortunate. So
yeah,
it's crazy. It's like the same week span as the passing of DMX. So
and we only knew about it because he was on a hospital bed saying, yo, rest in, like, send my prayers to DMX and please pray for me. So
yeah, it's crazy to think about it like that. It's unfortunate that he passed. The song that comes to mind when I think of Black Rob is that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like the one from like the Bad Boy album. You know what I'm talking about, right, Spence? That's crazy. You never heard that song before?
I think I've heard it once. I wasn't a huge. I listened to Black Rob's album like maybe once or twice, his full album once or twice, but like I knew him, like he was like one of those artists that like as a kid I just knew him for Whoa. Like
I was just gonna say that that's what I knew him for. I didn't really listen to his stuff by himself, and I'm not hating or nothing like that, because I can't really speak on his career as if he was really dope or not. But what I will say is he was memorable for that Whoa song, and I know he was part of the Bad Boy family, so he was legitimate in some facet. So it's just for him to pass the way he did, it's just rest in peace. So
yeah, R.I.P. to him, man. Like it's very unfortunate. Do you guys have anything else to say to the listeners?
Nah, that's all I have for y'all. Other than drink your water, stay safe, and look both ways before you cross the street. And please wear a mask and sanitizer.
And definitely tune in to the next episode next week. We have more fun topics to talk about. Nigel, close us out for the listeners, and thank you all. Thank you to all the jabronis and the monkeys in the truck for listening to us.
You can follow us at Highly Advised Podcast on Instagram, Highly Advised Podcast on YouTube, Advised Highly on Twitter. You can follow Lau at Big Cozy 2 Cozy. You can follow Spence at st.kitch, and you can follow me at relaxin_no_G_Jackson. You guys have been highly advised. We will see you next time. Be safe and enjoy your time.
You've been highly advised.